Hey everyone, it's Rocco the Crins, and I'm back with part two of my Dungeon Masters kit review. I got cut off last time. Phone ran out of room. Anyways, just want to get into this and show you. There's amazing art in these 4th edition books, but I'm sure you knew that. So, this is the city of Fallcrest. It's just a sample to show you how to build a city, but also to give you a little something more. I don't know if any of you watch Matt Colville's videos, but he's got a favorite villain in his videos. It's called Calorel the Vile, and that's him right there. This is Calorel the Vile and an army of undead. He's a priest of Orcus, as you might be able to tell from his regalia. Yeah, and he wants to summon Orcus into the world in the 4th edition D&D adventure, Keep on the Shadowfell. It's a pretty good one. Here's some more Ralph Horsley art. Anyways, combat encounters. Here's a sequence. You know you gotta have surprise, and then determining surprise, and then initiative, and then the types of actions. I'm not trying to brush over this, but it's all pretty similar to what any of you 5th edition players might know. And your 3rd edition players, and your Pathfinder players. So you get all this. Speed. Moving diagonally works the same as other movement. They just try to simplify things in 4th edition. And so here is an example of movement, because that's how you have to do it around a corner. But a big guy, you see how he looks. That's a white dragon coming to kill him. Yeesh. Oh, you have phasing. Creatures with phasing, they're insubstantial in 5th edition. And so they take half damage from everything except force. And here's an idea that looks a little weird on paper, but in practice it works really good. You can see this guy back here can shoot that dude, because one corner of his space has an unimpeded line to one corner of that guy's space. And it means also that that guy can shoot him too. That's what a close burst looks like. Here's your blast, your close blasts. Oh, they're setting up flanking here. Only one of these is flanking. It's the fighter and the rogue. They have flanking. Oh, the wizard looking and the dwarf paladin probably, they would have flanking, but the paladin is dazed. And you don't get attacks of opportunity or anything when you're dazed, so you can't flank. There's ongoing damage. This was something that I liked about 4th. Like, you get hit with a fireball, it's not just damage now, it's damage on your subsequent turns as well, if you fail the save. But saving throws were really easy. Yeah. It's just so different, but so much fun. Alright, here's a list of actions you can perform in combat. Here's your move actions, and here's your minor actions, and there's the beginning of immediate actions. That's the only one. There's opportunity action, and your free actions. Simple. Oh, here's spend an action point. It's a free action to do it. You get an extra action. We looked at basic attacks yesterday. I know the video wasn't very good, but there's your standard bull rush. Opportunity action. See, it's different in this edition because you use a basic attack on an opportunity attack. And a basic attack is basically just, it's not one of your powers, it's just something you do. So if you're not good at them, if you're not a fighter or a rogue, a melee type, you're not going to do well. But you still have the ability to do it. Here's Second Wind that I talked about yesterday. Use a Second Wind. It's a standard action. You spend a healing surge. You get a +2 on all your defenses until the end of your next turn. So you spend your turn, you move, you Second Wind, and guys that attack you have less chance to hit you. Even on your next turn, until the end of your next turn. Shift. Now, this is something I loved in 4th, and I liked it in 3rd too. It was a 5-foot step in 3rd. In 4th, it's called a shift. It does take your move. You move 1 square, right? Or 5 feet, but you don't trigger opportunity attacks. Yeah, it says basically here, special move modes. You can't climb when you shift. And because a square of difficult terrain costs 1 extra square of movement to enter, you can't shift normally, but an elf can. That's one of their special abilities. There's death and dying. It's very similar to 5th. Except, well, no, it's very similar. You still make death saving throws and all that. But what I really wanted to show you in this video was the adventure that comes with that. The Reavers of Harkenwald. And I want to show you what encounter setup looks like in 4th edition. So you have your introduction, the background, synopsis, using the adventure, getting started, freeing the town and what it takes. You know, chapter 2, chapter 3, it gives you all this rundown and how to set the stage, you know. And for extra credit, the players might miss things. So here's Harkenwald, the map. This is the town of Albridge here. You can see it's got a population of 180, second largest village in Harkenwald. See, they give you all this background. And you get to meet all the characters, or all the places in the Vale. And then here you get to meet all the NPCs, and where they live, major characters. Aldebar the Hunter, Bran Torson, Dargrimith, Nezin Redthorn. These are the major players in the Resistance against the Iron Throne, and it gives you how to roleplay them. This is a first level adventure for first time dungeon masters. Now, right here, we have the setup. Encounter E1, Ilyana's Plight. Encounter level 2. Your first level, guys, your first fight is a little harder. So what you see here is there's the enemies. And it tells you get this map out. Get these tokens out. And it tells you how to set it up. And then it has the read aloud text. Again, like I said, it's for first time dungeon masters. Not for experienced ones, but for first time ones. And there's the map of how the enemies are set up. And here's their stat block right here on the page. So you don't have to look in any other book. It's right here. And like that top, well, not the top line, but you see there's 4 of these Iron Circle Brigands. And if I can fold it out a little better, you see they're level 1 soldiers, okay? That's a type of, they call them out by what they are. Soldiers generally have high AC, lots of hit points, but not many special actions. But they do have drive back and at will power. The brigand pushes the target 1 square, and he shifts into the square the target occupied. So it's to push you back. He's also got a crossbow. He's not very good with it. But his scimitar is his basic attack. You see that? Let's focus on this. You see how it's got the little sword symbol with a circle around it? That means that's his basic attack. So if you activate a opportunity action from him, that's what he does. He also has Relentless Assault. It's a triggered action. Oh, wow. An enemy adjacent to that brigand makes an attack that doesn't include the brigand as a target. The triggering enemy takes 3 damage. Just automatic. He can only do that once a turn, though, because it's a triggered action. And up here you have the 2 Grey Wolves. They're skirmishers. They're get in and get out type enemies. But they all, look at this, bite. At will, attack. You know, it can only attack 1. It's +7 to hit. For a die 6 +3. or 2 die 6 plus 3 versus a prone target. If the wolf has combat advantage against the target, it falls prone. Combat advantage is flanking. Basically, when you flank a creature or a monster, you get +2 to hit. And an effect, even if he misses, the wolf shifts 4 squares, not 1, but 4, and that's 4 squares where he cannot take opportunity attacks. And here's the features of the area. You see it's bright light because this encounter is taken in the daytime when you're walking around outside the villages. You have a burned out building. You have the farmhouse. The embankment, as you can see it right there. What does it say about it? Steep dirt road embankment is difficult terrain. It tells you about the tree that's right over here. The square that has the base of the tree, it's impassable, but you can climb the tree. It says DC 10 athletics check, and the creatures up the tree, they gain concealment, which makes them harder to hit. The wall around the place, it's 4 foot high and provides cover against attacks that cross it. Costs 2 squares of movement to cross the wall. And there's a well right there. You can knock people into it if you want to. And it explains this is what happens. And then if you win, Ileana, who's right there, the eye inside the house, she's also got 2 young boys with her children, And here's some read aloud text and the conclusion of the battle. And then here's how to role play her. It's a lot of different questions the players might ask and how to role play. So, you see how this works. It tells you what's here. It tells you what map to use. It shows you on the map where to set up the boys. Gives you all the stats for all the enemies in a battle. Here's something I really liked about 4th. Check this out. It's Iron Circle Rabble. Level 2 Minion Brute. Look at their hit points. But they have defenses just like any other. They have Mob Rule. They get a +2 bonus to all defenses while adjacent to 2 or more allies. Their attack, you don't roll damage. But you see there's +7 to hit for 5 damage. All you have to do is hit them and they die. And these are the bystanders. It's the H's. There's like a group here at this table. There's the bartender. They're just regular people. They don't want to take any part of this fight. Oh, and also, like here, it shows you the furnishings of the room. And it says, the furniture is lightly built and offers no impediment to movement. A moving character simply kicks the furnishings aside. So it's taken into account, like, all the little things. So it makes this very easy on a new DM, or even an experienced one. Well, before I lose the light, I want to show you another encounter. All right, this is from book 2. And this is after the heroes have won. The epilogue. So you see it's an encounter level 4. Even though Levidius, the Tiefling Marauder, he's a level 4 solo brute. Solo means he's designed to take on a group of 4 or 5 people by himself. And if you look at his hit points, 240. His defenses aren't too rough. But he does have +5 on saves, which means a saving throw, all you have to do is roll 10 or better. He's more than likely going to save. And he has 2 action points. In the last video, I explained to you what an action point's good for. He gets another action. It's just awful. And he's going to fight to the death, it shows here. You're just sitting around having a drink. And like the bartender's giving you free drinks because you're the heroes or the defenders of Harkenwald. And you see through the window, you see a black horse. Its rider, a scarred Tiefling warrior wearing chainmail and gauntlets. He dismounts and enters the tavern, a greatsword over his back and a dripping sack in one hand. He recognizes you immediately and frowns. I carry a message from Lord Vennick. And it says whoever's severed head is in that bag is one of your allies from the town. So yeah, he's a real bad dude. He's got Hell's Embrace. Any creature that exits his aura, and this guy has an aura on all the time, all the time. If you exit it, you take 5 cold damage. He's got a greatsword. He's +9 to hit. For 2 die 10 +4, he's gonna mess fools up. He's got the Blade of Avernus, which is basically a whirlwind attack. He attacks everyone in a burst around him. For 2 die 10 +4 fire damage. On a miss, you still take half. He's got Fire Step. It's a teleportation thing. He teleports 5 squares as a move action. And it's at will, so he can do this anytime he wants. Each creature adjacent to the square he teleports from or appears in takes 10 fire damage, or 10 if he's bloodied. So if he's at 120 hit points or less, it does 10 damage to you if you just being near him when he appears or disappears. And then this is his craziest ability. You stun the dude, right? Because there's a lot of powers that daze or stun. It's triggered, right? So he just does this. Doesn't take any action. Him and all his gear transform into living flame and remain in this form until he makes his saving throw. While in this form, he takes half damage from all attacks. His aura deals fire damage instead of cold damage, and any enemy that hits him with an attack takes fire damage equal to half the damage dealt. So you do him 10, you take him 5. And he's got Infernal Wrath. Once per encounter. He's hit by an enemy attack. The triggering enemy takes 1 die 6 +7 fire damage. Very much like a Hellish Rebuke of a Warlock. If you're aware of that, in 5th edition, there's a Warlock power. I think just Warlocks. Well, I guess Tieflings, all Tieflings get it, but Warlocks can take it. And there's his skills. He's really athletic. He's good at bluffing and intimidating. He's a stealthy dude. But it says in the tactics, he's going to fight to the death. And he stays close to as many enemies as possible so he can do the Blade of Avernus as often as possible. Yeah, this is your reward for a job well done. You get this horrible enemy. Oh, I would hate to fight this guy in 4th edition. He's got tons of hit points, amazing abilities, and he's like resistant to fire, 7 points. Something like that, yeah, 7 points of fire damage. So, yeah, you can't like set a flaming sphere next to him and expect him to take much damage from it. But his reflex and will saves aren't all that great. I imagine if you had some good powers, you could push him around and get him the hell out of there. But he can just teleport back. Oh, he's bad. This guy's bad. And for a single enemy, he's a solo, right? He's supposed to fight by himself. Yeah, he's pretty bad. Now, as my experience through playing 4th edition, most solo enemies didn't have what it took to stand up to a group of 4 or 5 people, just because he didn't have enough actions. But this guy has this reaction, like, you hit me, I hurt you, I can teleport, I have this, you stun me, I turn into fire, and I hurt you when you hurt me. Now, he's really bad. It's cool. It's super cool. And here's the map where everything happens. The bees are just the regular people. So you'd put your party members wherever. Those are Harkenwald bystanders. Let's see, they're level 1 minion brutes, so they just have 1 hit point. They don't want to get hit at all by any of this. Oh my. Well, anyways, before I lose the light, just want to say thanks for watching. This is Rocco the Crins, and long live the Legion.